It's the first day of business at Moose Rack's coffee shop on the campus of Elizabethtown Community and Technical College.
We need more soup.
Owners Matt and Krista Self have poured a lot of effort into this place.
No, I turned it off because I don't think we've got anything baking.
Day in, the register's full and so are the seats with happily caffeinated customers. In January, Matt returned home from a year deployment to Afghanistan. While away, Krista worked to open this shop. She did have some help, though.
Big Mac was with us out here yesterday for like 18 hours.
This is Big Mac.
أهلا وسهلا تفضلي كيف أساعدك؟
Do what?
أهلا وسهلا تفضلي مرحبا أهلا وسهلا تفضلوا أهلا وسهلا. How you doing? Welcome. How can I help you?
When I was in Iraq, Big Mac was my interpreter. He was also my tour guide, and he was my bodyguard.
During a 2006 deployment to Iraq, Matt and his Iraqi interpreter Marwan al-Saidi, known to the troops as Big Mac for his love of cheeseburgers, hit it off.
First look, I feel comfortable to somebody. So I felt comfortable from the first time I saw him, and I really liked him. He's a really good friend.
They became such good friends, the men discussed bringing Big Mac back to the States.
You know, my husband told me if it wasn't for Big Mac, he wouldn't be here probably. That Big Mac really had his back all the time. And so when he told me that, it was immediately, even before I met him, he was like family to me. So yeah, I didn't even blink. I didn't even think twice.
A special visa made it happen, and before long, Big Mac had moved to the States and in with the Selfs.
I think it's funny, when Big Mac first came here and he started working at the shop, he said, "Man, Chris, the American dream on TV it looks so easy, but it's a lot of work."
It's my dream is to move in here and live this life. I really loved it.
You hear the American dream is dead these days, but look at this Iraqi translator turned barista, nicknamed after a fast food staple, and you see it's alive and well right here in Kentuckiana.
One for the road.
Henryville, Indiana, a small town nearly wiped off the map after devastating tornadoes.
Place to stay. We encourage you to come.
But despite all the destruction, there is so much happening here.
Henryville has been awesome and it will only get better.
Meet Pastor Rich Cheek of the Henryville Community Church.
Are you here helping or are you?
He's spearheading an effort to provide for those in need, from a hot meal to supplies, and now he can also offer people a brand new home.
What we are doing, we have truckloads of materials coming in. We have crews and a 2-year commitment that any home that was destroyed by a tornado, we will rebuild.
Cheek tells me that 2-year commitment is from the National Association of Christian Churches. Through donations, the group has helped to rebuild homes in other tornado-ravaged cities like Joplin, Missouri. So far in Henryville, they have enough supplies to build 20 new homes.
Many of the folks lived in trailers, and so I don't think we're going to be able to acquire trailers, but we are able to build homes.
So if somebody had a trailer, they can get
They can get a home, yeah, absolutely.
That's the case for Ellen Smith. She tells me her trailer was destroyed by the wind and softball-sized hail.
I was just heartbroken because I lived there almost 20 years.
Ellen's now on the list to get a brand new home at no cost.
It's great. I mean, I just hope that it happens. You know what I mean?
This is Front Street where Ellen Smith lived. It's similar to other parts of Henryville, littered with debris, homes, and dreams torn apart, but they're not giving up hope.
Know that this community is stronger than it's ever been. There is more hope than I've ever seen, and it's not so much because of the storm, but because of the people repairing relationships.
Hand in hand, one prayer and one day at a time, the people of Henryville are making progress.
We'll get it cleaned up, the whole town cleaned up. We'll be back on our feet again, and of course it won't look the same, but at least we'll have our town back again.
Our cameras capture the harrowing sound of 11 gunshots. The brazen act happened on the corner of 32nd and Greenwood with an already massive police presence. Police say a pregnant woman shot and killed another woman.
It's hard to put yourself in this woman's head. and to figure out what may have motivated her in the midst of many people, including police officers, to pull out a gun and shoot that other young woman.
An officer nearby saw that shooting and reacted.
Our officer encountered the woman who had done that shooting, ordered her to stop. At that point, she pointed her weapon in the direction of our officer, and our officer fired.
45 minutes earlier, police swarmed blocks away to respond to a first shooting in front of a home on the 1000 block of 32nd Street. 2 men were killed, 2 others shot, including 1 man who apparently drove himself to a nearby home. It is an eruption of violence never seen in Louisville, and all 3 people are dead, 3 more in the hospital.
We was at the hospital. We was at the hospital with my sister. She's pregnant. And then we got a phone call saying that such and such had got shot. So one of them is her baby's father, Tyson. She came down here to see what was going on. The next thing you know, she's laying down with the sheet over her body.
In the incident today, we believe that all of the actors who were involved are either deceased or in custody in one stage of surgery or another, and again under police custody.
Man, that is my sister. I just want to know what hospital she went to. University.
I got a phone call and they just said that it was like CJ got shot. And you know, got more clothes on. He came down here and told me he was dead. It needs to stop. It needs to stop. It needs to stop. It's too many black on black crimes are killing each other for no apparent reason. She's 22 years old, man. She's 22 years old, dude. I swear.
A fateful night on June 26, 2011, the life of 19-year-old Ben Coyer would be tragically cut short on Taylorsville Road, just miles from his home in Fisherville.
He was hit head-on by a drunk driver.
His mom, Lisa, knew he was due home around 11:30, but come 4:40 in the morning, when the coroner rang the doorbell, she knew something was wrong.
I had no idea what it was at that moment. When those words came out of his mouth, I just pleaded with him to tell me that wasn't true.
After a painful year, Lisa made it her mission on this day to do good and raise awareness. During rush hour, dozens of family, friends, and co-workers stood at the crash site, some in silence, but their message spoke volumes.
Ben was a much-loved young man, and his parents are loved, and just a lot of people want to show their care for him.
A brother, friend, and boyfriend, Shelby Vincent and Ben started dating during their freshman year at Western Kentucky University.
He sends me countless signs that he is with me, and I thank him for that, because it helps.
Ben's mom finds comfort in this picture taken of them the night he died, and the last words she said to her son, "I love you."
We have this little thing that we did where he would say, "Well, I love you more," and I would say, "I love you infinity."
The infinity symbol, now a sign of Ben for everyone, and these signs a reminder of the dangers of drinking and driving.
If we save one life doing that, then I'll feel really good about what we did today.
Tell somebody I'm from Henryville, Indiana, they're like, where's that? You know,
now everybody knows where we're at.
It's been a long road to this moment for Henryville, but it's a moment of healing the entire community needed.
Our community took a really, really hard hit, and we've been through a lot. So I think it's great for my daughter to come out and see goodness.
Carrie Mattingly was one of the many Henryville residents who came out to watch Lady Antebellum play in this benefit concert to help rebuild Henryville. The band even got a chance to tour the town. They didn't see the school like this, in ruins right after the March 2nd tornado, but instead like this, in the process of rebuilding.
Literally 1 minute, the gym's here, and then the lights flicker, and then the gym's gone.
At the concert, people wore their Henryville shirts, each of them with a story of their own.
I saw some of the tornado coming over top of the school, and we live directly across the street from the school. So we took shelter in the basement under the stairs and held on as tight as we could and said our I love yous, and I prayed a lot.
Stories of survival and hope.
I got within 100 yards of the house, and I saw my daughter walk out on the front porch. The house was heavily damaged, but her and our son were, you know, shook up, but not her.
Stories of rivalries put aside to help neighbors, like these Silver Creek students who made this night possible.
Said we all knew somebody that went to Henryville, so to be able to just, you know, a video that we made to bring something like this together and to help them out is just a really great experience.
But perhaps the greatest story is that out of this tragedy, the community has bonded. And now share happy memories as they own this night.